No problem. I'm happy to be here and listening to your intro and all that stuff. That's a lot of stuff that I've heard about or looked into, you know, especially the submersible thing. I've cruised through my streaming stuff once or twice. Haven't really quite watched it yet, but it's on my radar. The Mortician, did you say?
Yeah.
I'll definitely go check that one out. And I can't remember what the first one you said was.
Oh, the train, the poop.
Yeah, but interesting enough, I took my family, our first cruise was last February, and we went on MSC, and it was, you know, I'm not really a cruise type, and I might still not even be one, but my wife is really into it, and it's pretty good for the kids. So we had a good experience, you know?
Okay.
I guess the weirdest thing was MSC is a European tour cruise line.
Okay.
So it was like we went on vacation with a bunch of Europeans. So there were a couple of banana hammocks and stuff like that.
Oof.
But for the most part, the food was good, and we had a good experience.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to where the hell did we go? I'm drunk. We went to Belize. MSC's got its own island down in the Caribbean, so we went there. Belize, 2 stops in Mexico, and then back.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was cool.
That's cool.
I think we did one too many excursions. We were all pretty fucking tired by the end. But
Dolphins and stuff?
Dolphins. We went to this park, Escaret, which is in Mexico, and that's a big nature. It's almost like the Bronx Zoo times 500 with just a lot of different stuff, like turtles, dolphins, people riding dolphins and stuff like that. Yeah, we didn't do that. That would be a little advanced, but they had some really cool stuff.
That's like SeaWorld.
Yeah. It's like Action Park.
Right? Oh, man. Action Park. Yeah, you got a call?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, who is it?
It's Hirschman.
Yeah, sure.
There we go. All right, he's on.
Hello.
I don't know who your guest is, but I just heard him talking about banana hammocks. I'm like, that guy's my soulmate. So,
Yeah, dude, this is Tim Williams from VOD, bro. You know VOD,
shit.
Vision of Disorder?
Of course. I had that when I was a kid. I needed a shot of penicillin for it.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, he banana hammocks, yeah, dude. Like they'll get you,
They'll
brother.
stand out.
Are you sure you didn't get the you needed the penicillin after the banana hammock you were wearing?
That's exactly correct. That's right. I walked into the pediatrician. I said, I'm having some visions of disorder. And he said, yeah.
But
I'll tell you what made me. I just turned it on because Tony had texted me that you mentioned the cup, but I wasn't calling about that. Your buddy mentioned MSC, which was ironic because I am at my ripe old age of 53 years old in 4 weeks from tomorrow going on my first cruise, and it's an MSC cruise out of Brooklyn. So I'm curious to hear what your buddy's experience is about MSC.
He just said it was good,
my
right?
experience was good, and my wife, she actually took another cruise very similar to what you're doing. She took it out of Brooklyn, then it went down to Florida, and then I think it was like a stop or 2 in Bermuda. But yeah, so far so good.
Bahamas. That's the cruise, the MSC Meraviglia out of Brooklyn that stops in Port Canaveral, Florida, and then Ocean Cay, Bahamas, and then Nassau, Bahamas. That might be the same one.
That's the same cruise. The only thing she did say is that it got into Port Canaveral kind of late. Like it should have gotten there a little earlier, so they didn't really get to spend much time there. Maybe you can jump off the side.
Well, I'm going to throw my wife off the side. But let me ask you, how long ago did she go? Because there's an answer for that. I know why that was happening. So how long ago?
I guess, I don't know, 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago?
Yes,
Spring break.
Well, actually, the spring break, right after spring break, maybe about a month after, that ship went into dry dock for a week. They canceled one of the runs of the ship because there was a propulsion issue and they had to fix it. So they had to bring the boat to Maine. I was on top of this like white on rice. They had to bring the boat to Maine and dry dock, and they had to fix it.
In Maine?
They actually had to fix it because all these stops in Port Canaveral and shit were getting missed or they were getting delayed because the boat couldn't go fast enough.
Yeah,
wow.
And that's what happened. It must have been that because that's what it was. It took them longer to get from Brooklyn down there. She was a little pissed because she had some plans for Cape Canaveral, but that got squashed. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, it was a pretty good experience. You know, I know we're going on another cruise in August, but I don't remember what the cruise line is. I don't know. But it's a shorty.
I've never been on a cruise. We're going 7 days. Ocean Cay, Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas, Port Canaveral, out of Brooklyn.
7 days, dude. You're throwing
You'll
yourself
be all
into
right.
the lion's
just,
den,
you
bro.
know, you got to do an excursion or two. Don't do too many. You're gonna find you're running around like a chicken without a head.
Nah,
and just chill.
Nah, I did. I'm bringing some like those deflated pool chairs, so I can because apparently Ocean Cay is it's like flat, like blue water. You can just sit there and wallow like a slob in the water, which is what I want to do.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Not doing a lot of excursions, just plan on chilling out. The boat's 19 floors apparently.
Yeah, the
with some
boats
good
are
hiding
huge.
spots.
They're massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how big those things are.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I agreed to go, because I didn't want to go on some swarmy little shithole. But this thing seems immense, and
The food's
yeah, man, I'm
good.
looking
The
forward
food's
to it.
good. It's an Italian cruise line, MSC.
Yes.
So the food's good.
People keep on raving online. I mean, I'm on these fucking fan group like a 12-year-old girl. That it's an Italian boat line, so the pizza is like from Italy. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, we did a tour. I don't know if the whole episode is going to become this, but we did a behind the scenes tour, and one of the stops is like the kitchen, and it was pretty incredible what they do back there.
Wow.
Like they make their own bread. Like it's really, really great stuff.
I love it. Well, if Nikki and I were on a boat together, we'd be doing a private tour of the bathroom. But that's not happening. But all right, dude. Well, thank you very much. I won't keep you guys. Nikki, how's the cup? Good?
I love it.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yeah, I can't wait to share it with you later for a Slurpee or something. I'll come pick you up, dude.
So I'm going to tell you a little story behind that thing, okay? So I bought Max a drink, and he wanted to keep a cup because he wanted to sell it, because everything we buy, I got bobbleheads that night, and the bobbleheads were Aaron Judge bobbleheads, and I sold them both each for $100. I made back $200, and I paid $100 for the ticket, so I made money. But I only had one cup, and I wanted to get another one for you or just whatever. And me and him are waiting online for what seemed like a fucking eternity for ice cream. He wanted ice cream, and for some reason, these people couldn't get their shit together at the stadium. Yeah. So there was like a whole melee, and when the melee was happening, I just slipped my fat little Jew hand over the counter, and I grabbed the cup, stuck it in my backpack, and I'm like, that's fucking Graystone's cup right there.
Oh, thank you. I love you, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
Have a great show, boys. I'll be in touch.
All right, bro. Take care. Thanks.
Love you.
All right.
Bye now.
That was Mark David Hirschman from the Hershey and Keeg show. And, dude, if you would have told me 30 years ago I'd be sitting with you talking about cruises.
That was strange.
Yeah, right? Awesome. But,
yeah,
I mean,
all good. It's what it is, man.
You sold me, man. I think I want to go check out one of these.
Not bad.
MSC?
Not bad. MSC was the cruise line that we did, yeah. That was my first cruise, and it was, I'm more of a let's get into the mountains, drive 10,000 fucking miles and 20 different towns. But this, she was like, we need to go chill. Let's do this. The price is right. Time. Let's go. And it was.
Is that from like touring, like going through over the years and stuff? You like going on the road?
I still travel like that. Yeah. And my wife is kind of like that too, pretty spontaneous. Like my second daughter was born. She just made one, and we just went to Iceland for like 16 days and just traveled throughout Iceland and stuff in a little tiny compact car. Yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
So you get to see like all the the area
I
and
still
stuff,
got the travel bug after all the touring with music. It's different, when you have actually time to see some stuff and spend some time. So.
And you were a young man when it took off, right?
Oh yeah, I was like 20.
Wow,
I couldn't even drink.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I was telling you before, like with VOD, I remember seeing you guys like just back in the day, like old shows at like the Right Track Inn and PWAC, and just I remember there was a cassette tape that you guys used to have. It was a blue one.
Yeah, it was yellow was the original, and then I think we did another whatever you want to call it, printing. And those were the blue covered ones.
Yeah, I remember that, man.
Yeah, we did I think we did 300. Yeah, it's crazy. And that demo is what put us on the map.
Yeah.
Nuts. You were saying, is that Tri-County right there?
Yeah.
We had a show down there once. It was really old school. And I don't want to say it was called Industry. I can't remember because that club kind of moved around
Was
a
it
lot.
Spit?
It might have been Spit, but it was like...
Industry
it was past its heyday. we played there with I don't know who, this band like something New School, and they were all pissed that there wasn't a stage, so they set up some tables and played on the tables, and we just played on the floor and ripped the place apart.
Was it Medicine?
I don't remember. It was so
Medicine
long ago.
was a little bit further up on Hempstead Turnpike. Right over here was either Spit or Uncle Sam.
It might have been Uncle Sam's. I vaguely remember it, but when we came through the parking lot, I'm like, oh my God, we played a show there, and that might have been like 94 or 93 or something like that, like way early days.
Right, and you guys were playing like VFW halls and stuff too,
we
right?
played some VFW, played basements, played people's backyards. We used to play a basement, I think it was out in Patchogue, called, it was Ray's Basement, but there would be like full-on shows in this kid's basement. His parents would be sitting upstairs watching TV, and there'd be like kids jumping off speakers, and there'd be like 30 people in this kid's tiny little basement.
Wow.
It'd be a full-on show. It was a lot of fun. People stage diving, jumping off speakers. It was why spray painted all his walls and shit like that. It was crazy.
Wow, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, those were fun. We used to play Riptide, which was Stony Brook's hardcore metal station. We used to go out there and play there. It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I remember like just getting dropped off at PWAC at like, I don't know, dude, 10 o'clock in the morning and just having a full day of hardcore shows or whatever. The thing about with you guys, though, you always stood out to me because you could watch like, 8 bands in a row and they could all have the same sound, but you guys had a different sound to it, and I believe it's because of the vocals, man.
Thanks.
It was very different. You could go with the hardcore, but then like you had like the harmonies and stuff, which I don't remember that many bands doing that.
No, I guess we were pretty early on doing that stuff. My influences kind of range from a lot of different musicians and singers, and one of my biggest influences was The Doors, Jim Morrison. So especially in the beginning, there was a lot of like thrash metal with me kind of singing Morrison-esque vocals over it. Some of it stuck, and some of it, fell for more screaming and stuff like that. But a lot of it kind of stuck, and it caught on. People seemed to like it, and it always felt really natural to me.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to ask you, like your influences growing up, like, so obviously The Doors. Were there any other like majors?
Oh yeah,
for
like
you?
Motley Crue when I was like
Fuck
really
yeah, dude.
young. Motley Crue all the way. The Doors, believe it or not, like U2. Metallica, Halloween was a big one, which would be kind of different, but I really liked Halloween a lot. Maiden, of course. Like, I got into VOD doing a Maiden cover.
What song?
The Trooper.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's how they tried me out on.
So you were the original vocalist? Was there ever someone before that?
One of our other friends might have sang for like a very short time, but we weren't even out of the garage yet. We were still playing in the garage. Our first shows with me, Kennedy, and Boundback were at Hammerheads and the Dry Rock with a completely different drummer and no bass player.
Really?
So yeah, that was we consider the beginning of VOD is when we got Brendan, the drummer. Before that, it was kind of like a thrashy, hardcore-ish band, but when we got Brendan, it really started to take shape.
Sick, man. You got then like. I see that like you built up like the fan base, and is that when Roadrunner approached you guys? Or?
Yeah, it was right around those PWAC days. We were very lucky. The business, a lot of it, I'm sure, just like the comedy business and all this crap, is a lot of it's about timing. And hardcore on Long Island was pretty big. It's kind of reminiscent of what I hear about going on out these days, but it was pretty big. There was a big, fertile scene with a ton of fun. Like you said, you'd spend all day at the PWAC with a ton of local bands, and everybody would come out to see them.
Yeah.
So you had like the Angle, you had the Right Track, Hammerheads not so much. And then after those clubs, you started having the PWACs. The Roxy was a big one. The Roxy was huge. And a lot of, because Cariola, he brought a lot of national acts in, and he would put us on a lot of those bills. Whether he had a soft, so he liked us or whatever, he would always give me a call and be like, yo, I got Machine Head coming through. You guys going to want to do this? And we'd come out and
that's awesome.
do it. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's, what, the first time I saw Korn was at the Roxy.
That was with us.
We
played there. That was us and Korn.
That was an unbelievable show. What was that, like 90?
It was like 90. Korn was just about to explode. Like, they probably already had exploded, but It was
Not as big as they were
not
at
as
that
big,
point,
like 96. But Carrio will call him. He's like, "You're gonna want to do this. There's not any openers, but I can get you guys on. Korn is coming through."
Yeah.
And we were just like, "What the fuck?" And we did it, and it was incredible. I never saw that place so packed.
Yeah, no,
crazy.
it was unbelievable. I
Yeah.
remember it was packed. That was like almost like towards the end for that place, right?
Probably, at least for us. After that, I think it might have closed up, or we didn't. That might have been our last show there. We did a lot of hardcore shows there with whatever bands, and then, like I said, we played with Motorhead and Sheer Terror once. That was sick. We played with Life of Agony. We played with a lot of different bands.
Motorhead played
Yeah,
it.
we played
there?
there with them.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
when was that?
That was sometime in the 90s. It
Yeah.
kind of all blurs,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Motorhead was sick. We were just like, who the fuck is Mo? This is crazy. Motor, Ace of Spades, what? Who? We'll do it.
That's cool that he threw you guys
He
into the
threw
loop.
us a lot of bones like that, man. That was Rob Flynn saw us that night, and years later when we did the Ozfest, he was like, I remember that fucking night. I remember your band. You guys were fucking crazy. He's like, I watched the whole fucking set.
Sick.
That was cool,
Yeah, man, absolutely. What year were you guys on Ozfest?
97.
97.
Yep,
that
was before they did 1 year. I don't know if you got to get that or whatever. We did 1 year. They had the Ozfest the year before, but it was only a couple of regional dates, and it was one stage. And then that was 97 was the first time they actually did the tour, and it was with Pantera, Marilyn Manson when he was just going through the roof.
Giant Stadium, then, right?
Yeah, but we didn't play that. They cut a couple of the bands for the New York show, and we were one of the ones that got shot. Yeah, there was that was kind of a weird. It was great. It did a lot of good for us, but they had two stages, and both stages went simultaneously, and the side stage you had to play twice a day, which was weird.
Really?
So maybe one day you'd get your schedule every day. First, it was just Downset was the headliners, period. But they started realizing very quickly every night they were going on against Pantera. So it's like a ghost town.
Yeah.
So they fucking started screaming and yelling, and they got it to rotate. So one day you're playing at 10 in the morning to people walking through the gate, and another day, and then your next set would be good because it'd be like a decent time, or you're playing against Pantera.
And that's when Pantera was blown
They're
up.
enormous.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
as big as they probably ever were. Yeah, it was crazy.
I miss them, man. I mean, I
Yeah.
got to check out the thing that they're doing now, and it's cool that
I didn't
they're.
go to that.
It's a tribute to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
boys,
yeah.
but I mean, it's not.
They have the right look. Phil, those guys have the right to do it. It was blocked for a long time because whatever beef those guys had, I think they would have gotten together way sooner, but they had problems. And, it's his fucking band, him and Rex. And whenever I was around them, it seemed like those two were the ones that got along, And, yeah, we did a lot of touring with Hell Yeah, too, so I got to know Vinny over the years. And
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he
He's
was
cool.
a really cool guy. Once you got through his... when he was with Pantera, he was like... When he was Hell Yeah, he was a lot more subdued. He'd have Taco Tuesdays every night. Every night on the road, he'd pull out a whole fucking double table, and he'd just line up all these taco stuff, and you could just come eat and hang out with him.
That's
and stuff
cool,
like
man.
that. Yeah, it was cool.
I met him in Vegas. My friend was he still is. He goes on the road with Stephen Piercy now, but he was a manager of some bands and stuff, and they were playing one night at the Hard Rock, and Vinnie Paul was there, and just very approachable, very cool
Yeah.
dude, just very humble to
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
But I can
absolutely.
imagine back in the
Back
day,
then, it was...
yeah, rock star.
We were also young fucking lunatics then. They probably didn't want us near them. Like we were crazy, and they were probably just like that. Phil was always cool, but the brothers were always like, "Hey."
That's so awesome. I went to the recent show at the Paramount, man, and it just felt like an old school show, like just running into people that I hadn't seen in a long time. And dude, you guys sound, honestly, for me, I think you sounded the best you've ever
Oh,
sounded.
thank you
It
very
was
much.
fucking awesome.
Well, we've been doing it a long time, and it was a good venue. I've seen a few shows at the Paramount, but obviously we never played there. and it was an incredible crowd. Like, to pull those numbers at this stage of the game was unbelievable, and it was really cool. And I always work with a sound man now, and he knows how to work my voice and shit like that. We practiced a lot, like we were just talking about. We rehearsed at the same place.
Shout out to Center Stage.
Yeah, Center Stage. We practiced for months there because we knew, like, we kind of had to warm up because we did that Sick of It All benefit thing. So we kind of had to warm up going into that. So we weren't really cold, but we were ready, and we wanted to bring a really good show. You know, it was we knew it was going to be a long set, and we made it a long set.
There was so many songs you guys played, man.
Crazy.
What'd you play, like 25 tunes?
I think we played like 18 or 19 songs, and it was great, man. It was a good show, you know, and it was like, the venue is very good, and it's really conducive to, like, at least for me, I didn't get tired really up there. The air was just flowing. Like, I've played some clubs, like, down in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where, like, you're about to die on the floor. It's so fucking hot.
Yeah.
That venue, it was good. You know, you could breathe, and the crowd was fucking amped, so that, you know, that always all works together. You know, you get out there screaming your face off, and everybody's standing there, it's a harder show. When everybody's going crazy and it's a hometown show, you have the hometown advantage.
It reminded me of the old days, man.
Yeah.
Going into the crowd, giving it up to the guys and let them sing. I saw that during some of the, you know, when you did that towards the end of the set. That was great. Like, it brought me back, man.
Oh, cool, man.
So,
yeah, it was great. I saw a lot of people I hadn't seen in a long time also, and it's always good to return back. Like, we haven't VOD proper. I don't think VOD's played Long Island since 2008, because we did a couple of shows back then on the tail end of Blood Simple, but I don't think we might have played Amityville a couple of times, but definitely not since 2015. Yeah. He's a cool dude, the promoter down there, and we always usually wound up playing down there. That was a good venue. Is that still there? Or they moved it?
Yeah, now it's they do an Amityville Music Hall now, and they made it a little bit bigger. And I saw Gorilla Biscuits there in September, and it was great.
Yeah,
the sound sounds good.
Right.
The stage is good.
We went there. We did Silent Majority did a string of shows out there.
Yeah. We did the Weeble.
Yeah, we did the Weeble thing. We came out and did a couple of songs with them, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. That was another thing. Like, we're playing a good amount of shows, so we're seeing people again.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't live out here anymore, so I don't really see many people, but it's always good to play some shows and see people.
Are you getting the itch to do some more VOD stuff?
VOD is a particular animal, and a lot of planets have to align, and things got to make sense for things to happen with that. But
yeah.
Like I said that night, we don't play that much, but we never really quite go away. So
no, you don't, dude.
See.
And when you come up and you represent like that, dude, and you come back and you play to that, man, you left I'm just saying from a fan's point of view, you left us wanting more, bro.
Oh,
so
that's cool, man. That's good to hear. That's awesome. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
You know? You don't want to hear, all right, we saw it, enough.
No, not at all. I actually brought this out of the archives. I wanted to show everyone. This is the 7-inch still. This is from back in the day. I had bought this at one of your shows, and the funny thing is, Tony, if you pull up that picture for me, for the inside cover. All right. So I circled my friends out in this. It comes up in a little bit, but you'll see the circle on there. Mike Giordano is dead center. To the right of him is John Scalfani, and then to the back of John is Vin Montemaggiore. I went to high school with these guys. They were the cool kids for about a day because they were in the inside album cover of this legendary 7-inch. And like you said, now, you only made, what, about 1,000 of these?
Yeah, there might be more. Again, I don't know when the hell we did that. It was a long time ago. Big moment for VOD, though. That's like, you know, when you're back then, you're putting out demos, you're doing cassettes, you're doing a compilation if you could do it, and that was like our first 7-inch, and a 7-inch back then was fucking huge. That almost in a weird way, on a small level, means you made it. Like, you're putting out a fucking 7-inch.
Yeah.
You know, it's an achievement, and we had some great songs on there. The band at that point, We had a lot of positive energy around us, and I remember we were kind of going up, like when we were designing it and thinking about what songs, we were going up against Earth Crisis Firestorm, which was just an incredible anthem from hell that just blew everybody out of the water. And we remember, like, we gotta be as fucking good as that. And it was weird because it was like something we were trying to achieve. And we definitely, that thing had some legs. We got a lot of props for that, and it went pretty far. So
I think so, man.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, this is what really set you guys off to the next level from just being, just another local band. You know?
That show that night, Northport Pipeline, legendary show. And I still say to this day, there were so many people in that venue because some crazy thunder lightning storm broke out right as we started to play.
Perfect.
And everybody just ran in the venue.
Instead of going to
straggling in.
Yeah,
hang outside and come back in, stuff like that.
You remember who else was on that bill with you?
No, I don't. If I thought about it hard enough, maybe, but that was a long time ago.
They all bleeds.
Yeah, I do. There's shows that I remember specifically, and I can remember playing that show, but I can't remember, at least at this moment, who else was on that bill.
What, you have any horror stories, horror shows that
Fuck yeah, that was always harsh.
Tell me a crazy story.
Well,
brother.
I don't know about crazy, but it depends what you're thinking. Is it like a bad experience? There was a couple in Europe. I remember one. In general, we were on the Sick of It All tour. It was our first European tour. Sick of It All came and saw us at, I think it was the Roxy in the city, and right afterwards they offered us the whole tour, which was incredible, and we said yes. We went over there. It was a long tour. I think it was 5 weeks. And Sick of It All back then, you're talking about 96, maybe early 97. Hardcore, it's like there was hardcore and there was metal. There wasn't too much of a crossover. And European fans, they're really, really hardcore. Like, they're really into it. So, Sick of It All is like your classic pedestal, fucking amazing hardcore band. So, a lot of their fans didn't really jive with us because we had the singing, we had a lot of double bass. So, we played Cologne, Germany, and it was a big venue, maybe 1,000 people. And we got out on stage and started ripping it up. The first song ends, dead silence. Like, nobody moved. They obviously did not like us at all, and for some reason on that tour I was playing barefoot, and we keep playing song to song, silence, and then somebody just screams out, "Your feet stink!" That is burned in my head because that was probably one of the worst shows that I've played. Yeah, so there's been stuff like that. I don't think I've ever fallen off stage horribly. I know there's been, when we were doing Family Values with Blood Simple, but that was with Korn and God knows who else. And
Ice Cube?
I don't think Ice Cube was on it. There's a couple of versions of Family Values, and we were on one of them. And we were playing the side stage, and the power went out. So it's just me with a fucking mic, and I completely fucking choked. And it's on video. I take this really uncomfortable sip of water. I sit down on the drum riser, and it's just bad.
You know what, too? Like, you feel like when something like that happens, like, time just stops and all eyes on you.
Yeah.
But usually it's only a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it goes by, but in your reality, it's going on forever. And you're sitting there, and then my guys got it on video, so for at least 2 weeks after, we're just watching it and watching it.
One time at the Amityville Music Hall, I got caught up in my bass wire, and I did like 90 into a wall that was going 100 this way, and I fucking hit my head, and I fell down that little staircase going out to the outside.
Yeah.
I was just looking at my guitarist, and I was like, just keep fucking playing. I'll get up eventually.
Well, you can never stop. You got to play through no matter what.
Man, I was definitely concussed for that. And I was embarrassed, man. Like, I didn't realize, like, I was going a little bit extra, and the wire just tripped me up, man.
Yeah.
And fuck. But
it happens.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. So, I see you have like this big show coming up with Life of Agony, 30 Years of Ugly. They're doing,
Yeah.
and you're doing it with
Rolling Coffin. Yeah, Rolling Coffin. I've had the project going for about, I don't know, maybe 4 years. Like right after the pandemic, we started actually pushing it out. And I've always been kind of had my eye out for like the right show. Like we haven't played live yet. You know, we did an EP. We released 2 singles. We've done a couple of videos. We actually just won an award. Coney Island Film Festival gave us an award, Best
Sick.
Rock Performance. We shot the video in Coney Island, and I don't want to stray off, but the director, Jerry Farley, is a good friend of mine, did both Rolling Coffin videos. He knows everybody in Coney Island. So we went down there kind of guerrilla style. It was a hot day. He's got 2 cameras, and I'm just figuring, all right, we're going to get some good footage, whatever. It'll be great. He wound up getting us back in the Freak Show. We had the Freaks come out, be in the video. He's getting shots in front of the Cyclone. Like, we got to play on the Freak stage and stuff. He really got a lot of really great stuff. So the owner of the bar, the Freak Show bar and stuff, came out. He's like, oh, I know VOD, this big fan. He's like, let me, when you guys are done with this, send it to me, and I'll get it submitted to the festival. And he got us, and we won. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So I've always been looking for shows, and believe it or not, like I saw that show being advertised, and I'm like, holy shit, that ain't bad. I saw Life Agony first, and then I saw that Josta was on, and I'm like, all right, that's his like side thing. This could work. So I know the promoter. So I reached out to him and said, look, I don't know if you guys are looking for any opening bands, but I'd be interested in doing it. It's out in Patchogue. So that was the first one, was Patchogue. And he's like, I think it's all full, but that's not a bad idea. Just can you do it? I'm like, I could do it. Just tell me if we can get on. He's like, let me check. And like 2 weeks later, he's like, guess what? The first band dropped off, so we can get you on.
Perfect.
So it's a good bill for us. And then when that came through, we got another show, the same tour up in Connecticut, because that's where our label's out of Connecticut. So we got that. And then we're in the process, I don't want to say anything, of basically adding on another show. So
nice.
It'd be a nice little run for us. Again, we've never played live, so I'm excited about it. VOD is going to be quiet for a while, so we're going to start rehearsing in like July. And I just put 2 other singles out for that project, so I think it's the right time. I think it's going to be good.
I was pleasantly surprised when I saw that, like, you guys were going to be on there, because I was going to go anyway, because I wanted to check out. I'm a fan of Josta, but that fucking Life of Agony album is awesome.
Yeah, well, that was the Ugly record, right? Yeah, that's a good one. They got some great songs. And Life of Agony, within, like, our careers have been, like, interwoven. Like, they've always kind of been around. Like, when someone about, like, Blood Simple, they gave us our first couple of shows. They took us to the UK with them. And they've done some good stuff. And we've had shows back and forth together, headlining, their headline and whatever. So it's always been a good deal with those guys.
That's cool when you can stay friendly with bands, because that doesn't happen often.
No, it definitely doesn't. It's a fucked up business,
man.
It is, man. It really is. And it's the entertainment business. So it's almost like it's not really reality. It's a little strange. But I've had my fair taste of it, and I've made plenty of mistakes. But also there's been some great positive stuff to come out of it. So.
That's cool, man. I have... let's see. So what are you currently, like, listening to, like, right now? Like what I listen to?
Yeah. All right. Like, honestly, I'll probably think of 1,000 different songs when I leave here. But for now, no exaggeration, I listen to a lot of Integrity. I love that band. Always have. Like, even when I first started hearing them, we never played together, but they were a 90s band. They were, like, one of the first hardcore bands of, like, the newer evolution out there, out of Cleveland. So I really liked them in the 90s. Then whatever, your life goes on, and then I just kind of recently rediscovered them, and I love it. So I've been listening to a lot of that. I listen to, believe it or not, I listen to a lot of Acid Bath, and I'm pretty excited for the fucking show. Yeah, I'm going. It's Acid Bath and I Hate God. Yeah. So I'm a big I Hate God fan. They're probably, I don't like to beat it to death, but they're probably one of my favorite bands. Like, it's been like that for eons. But I have seen them a lot, so I don't go see them as much as I used to. But since it's them and Acid Bath, that's
fucking
wrong. Crazy.
Yeah.
So
have you been to that venue before?
Which one is it at? I don't even know. I'm getting
Paramount.
in. The Brooklyn, I don't think so. That's not Monarch, right?
No,
right,
no, they just
so
opened it up
there.
Recently.
Yeah,
I heard Dude,
you can't even
awesome.
keep up with the fucking venues. Like,
right?
It's sad because the venues open and close so quickly these days.
slap a new
Live
name on it.
Nation's
Dude,
come
yeah.
in, so it's not what it used to be at all, and it's really hard for anybody trying to start something out of that platform to stay alive. But anyway, that's a different story. What else do I listen to? I listen to Metallica. I love End It. That's another kind of newer hardcore band that I've been listening to a lot. I listen to a lot of country shit like John Prine. I listen to a lot of blues. B.B. King, like the classics. B.B. King, Albert King. I just went to a blues show in the city, small venue called Terra Blues. It's in the West Village.
Yeah, no.
I went there with my lady, and it was fucking great. It was just an acoustic trio, but I was proud of myself because he played a pretty long set, and he played a lot of covers, and I knew like almost all the covers. So I'm like, all right, I'm doing pretty good with my blues fucking research. So I listen to a lot of that stuff. I do listen to occasionally. I go back to rap, Tupac, the big hitters, Biggie. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I might listen to more podcasts than music.
All right.
I'm into a lot of different types of shows, a lot of news stuff. Rev Left. I did Rogan for as long as you could possibly do it for. I really can't listen to it anymore. And then just like day-to-day shit. Like I listen to a lot of art stuff, like art podcasts and stuff because I'm interested in oil painting and shit like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. And
Do you paint?
I do paint. It's not something I would say I'm on a hobby level. It's not something I'm looking to like. I'm developing. I've been doing a fair amount of time for years. I've been doing music for so long that it's just like I could go down to my studio when I'm ready. Like I gotta be ready and go down and I can write some music and have a great time. But when I need to just step away from everything, I just started painting. I got a little studio set up where I go and I do my thing, and I like landscapes, and that's what I do. Takes me out for an hour or two, whatever I'm doing. Coffee, cigar, butts around. I feel good.
You know what that sounds like to me? It reminded me of Mike Ness. Mike Ness talks a lot about painting.
Yeah.
It like calms him and stuff.
It definitely calms you down, and it kind of makes you look at things. Like I've always been a nature guy, even though I'm this big, gruff, fucking hardcore singer. Big into hiking, big into mountain biking. I was brought up on Long Island, so beaches, woods, all that kind of shit is all woven into my background, and it's never really left me. So I'm always out in nature, and once you start becoming an artist or whatever it is, you start looking at things differently, and it's kind of cool.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I wanted to play a song, dude, a VOD song,
All right.
and then we'll get this episode off to bed. But
Cool.
I actually want to give a shout out to my friend Kate. Kate went with me to the show in at the Paramount, and this is a tune that she loves. So Kate, if you're listening, and I think she is, I'll put this song on for you, and she wanted me to say hello to you for her.
Hello, Kate.
But yeah, so this is Through My Eyes.
Nice.
All right, that was VOD off of their album, self-titled, but the classic. I don't even know what
we call it the green drip.
Oh, the green drip. Yeah, 'cause it's that
It's
way.
a green drip.
The serum.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the big
was the debut.
the Roadrunner debut.
Yeah.
Great album, man.
A lot of fun times, exciting time for us, you know, and it launched a full career, that fucking record, and it was great. It was a lot of fun.
How long did it take you to grow the dreads?
Probably a while. I'd say they grew for a couple of years, you know, and I would cut them back a little bit, and then they grow longer. But
Was
yeah,
it a nightmare to keep up
it
with?
was a fucking pain. I wouldn't do it today.
Yeah,
fuck
no.
that. But back then, you're young, you know, you do whatever. But yeah, I'd have to fucking go into the city. They'd fucking twist them up like fucking crazy.
What, they put like beeswax in it and stuff?
Whatever. And the forehead would just be like yanked back. The shit you do when you're young, and then they'd grow in a little. They'd start flopping around, then you go back in. Yeah, it was a fun.
Did it smell?
I guess, but I didn't. I was touring then. Who cares?
Yeah,
Everything
right?
smelled. You're living in a. Back then, there was no bus. We were in fucking van, sweat, trailer
Right.
dragging behind, fucking no days off.
Right.
You know, when you do the Rockstar tours, it's because we did a lot of big tours. I always call it the Rockstar schedule: 3 shows on, 1 day off; 2 shows on, 1 day off. That's how the big guys do it. And of course, they all get their own hotel rooms, 5-star fucking hotels. We'd be on these tours in like a mall parking lot, waiting for them to come out, one of their roadies to come out, so we can use their shower.
Wow.
Like, that's how we did it.
That's fucking
So we did
pretty
hardcore.
hardcore,
We
dude.
did the great shows, but by then we owned our own RV, so this was mostly blood simple, no shower, nothing. So we'd be like big friends with everybody, so we'd be in the parking lot waiting for the roadies because they get their own rooms too.
Yeah.
Let us in and shower.
That's cool.
Yeah. Or maybe we'd get one room, you call it the shower room, and everybody be running in and out fucking all day long. I don't miss sleeping on mall and airport floors at all.
No, I'm sure you don't.
You know, when
dude.
you're a hardcore band, back then, before your phones, before your fucking map quests, you had a day off, let's call it fucking Kansas. What the fuck are you doing? You have no money, you're going to the mall. And you're going to take a nap on the floor, and then you're going to eat Taco Bell.
Right.
Then you're going to drive to the next venue. That's
You're
what
gonna find
did.
AC.
Yeah,
You're gonna hide her out.
that's what you would do.
Yeah.
You know, or you'd invent weird games like we would. Oh my god, I'm not gonna go into it. I probably get these days. I probably couldn't even say it. I
Get canceled?
I get canceled. Yeah, and I don't want to be canceled.
Nah. Yeah, cancel, man.
Yeah.
That's the whole new generation
Yeah,
of bullshit.
Oh yeah. I don't even want to say the word.
No,
They'll
it's
cancel me for
scary.
saying it.
Yeah, right, dude? It really is
Yeah,
scary,
I
man. Like, you never know what the fuck,
Yep.
who's listening or, like, who wants to fuck you up at this point. So, yeah, like I said, I ran into some old friends and everything. Even when I walked in and I saw who was running your merch, Chuck.
Yeah,
Dude,
Chuck Hal.
Dude, Chuck,
yeah.
man, I haven't seen in years.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to call him the King of New York.
Yeah.
Because I would see him at every single show and everything.
He was at this when we were folding these up and packing these. He was there. He was good friends with Kevin Gill.
Okay.
SFT Records and stuff like that. Yeah, so he was there.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, cool dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking about it when the song was on, and we're not going to mention names, but if you guys ever go on the Long Island Railroad, just to say how VOD's legacy still lives up to this day, there is the VOD sticker that is still on the Merrick train station sign of Merrick. Dude, you guys should make a shirt that has that.
Calhoun Colts.
Oh, yeah.
That was my high school.
I went to Mepham.
Oh, yeah, so
Yeah.
that's it. So
Yeah.
Brendan, the drummer of VOD, he went to Mepham.
Oh, he did?
We had our whole crew was made up of Belmore and Merrick kids.
Okay.
Like Brendan brought all his Belmore friends into the fold, and there was like 20 of us from Merrick, and that's all. The VOD started in high school.
Yeah.
Our first show was the high school talent show.
That's awesome.
We covered "Love Me 2 Times" by the Doors
There you go.
with a thrashy ending.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I graduated 96.
I'm older than you. I was in 92.
92?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
okay.
96, we were out on the road.
Yeah, you were already ripping it up by then. Absolutely.
Yep, getting booed off stages in Cologne, Germany. What an
Yeah,
experience.
Your feet stink. So, you have any shout-outs you want to do or anything?
Just
or?
to everybody, out there, in the world who maybe came down to the Paramount show, thank you so much. It was so great to come back and play the hometown. That's a glory for everybody. All the new and up-and-coming bands, wherever you are, don't give up. Keep going. You guys, from what I see, is an amazing, vibrant scene that I haven't seen since the early VOD days, and that was a very fertile ground for us for music, and without hardcore, without Long Island hardcore, we wouldn't be anywhere. So thank you very, very much.
That's awesome. And if you guys are in town, October 5th at Stereo Garden, Life of Agony, Josta, and Roland Coffin are going to be playing. Definitely check it out. It's going to be Roland Coffin's debut show playing out live.
By then it'll be our third show, but nonetheless, it'll definitely be our first show on Long Island, and we have not played yet. If you've gotten any of the Roland Coffin material, thank you very, very much. We're going to bring a real show, dual guitars, front to back, good, great, honest show. Thank you.
I'm definitely coming out to that, so
Cool.
I'll definitely see you there. Primal Scream always wants to thank our sponsor, Mr. Beery's. Mr. Beery's is like the Long Island CBGBs. There's always something to do there every night of the week. Monday nights is Mondioki. Tuesday is vinyl night. Maybe I'll bring one of these vinyls that I just brought with me tonight. Wednesday is video game night. Thursday is the best open mic night, sponsored by Murphy's Music. This weekend is jacked up. They got Friday the 27th, Courtney Fleming, Anything Ever, Phil Firetag, and Lapel Divide. Saturday the 28th, Pony Up, Edie Lee Ryder, Breaking Chains, and Voice Within. And on Sunday, 6/29, my buddy Graztopia is going to be playing. So go check out that crazy son of a bitch and quote Jaws to him because he loves Jaws. I just want to plug a couple of projects that I'm in right now. Then Came a Rainbow. Congratulations. We just crossed over the $12,000 mark for our Indiegogo campaign. We just added Felissa Rose. She's in the movie. Still, there is an Indiegogo going on, so there's different perks you can get involved with. So that's pretty awesome. Jaws Goes to the Bahamas just reached its goal. The tell-all tale of the 30th anniversary of Jaws the Revenge. That's going to be coming out in the summer of 27. But, congratulations to Mike. I know he is working very hard at this documentary. I'm more than honored to be a producer on this project, and I'm looking forward to releasing that. And I am directing my first debut as the Beneath the Surface. We are going to be starting a Seed and Spark thing. So it's basically like an Indiegogo, but it's not. It's Seed and Spark. And that is the documentary on Robert Schulman, the postal worker that killed 5 sex workers back in the 90s. Our end game for this is to bring a name to the last victim. So it's been a long time coming. I've been working on this for the last 5 years, and I got to say now, it's coming together, and it's pretty awesome. I just started editing last week, and we got like the first 20 minutes done, and yeah, it's going to be out, and I'll let you know about screenings and whatnot. But we are launching a Seed and Spark campaign. I'll keep you posted. We have different tiers and stuff. You can come on as producers, get digital release of it, or a shout out on our social media. I got also a stacked lineup for future shows on here. Thursday, July 10th, Diane Franklin from the 80s. She's was in Better Off Dead. She was also in The Last American Virgin, and as well as Amityville Horror 2. She's going to be on the show on the 20... I believe it's the... not the 28th.
What, Diane?
No.
Oh, this one?
Yes, Jessa Flux.
Yeah.
Jessa Flux is
yeah.
August 28th. Jessa Flux is going to be on. She's a model. She's also part of the Traumaville series with all the horror movies and stuff. And she's pretty awesome. She's going to be on the show. My buddy Pat Kennedy, he's going to be on the show. That's coming up in July as well. So, yeah, big things. But I want to thank my guest again, Tim, from VOD, for coming down and shooting the shit with us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's been great.
Thank you. And I want to thank my boy Tony for producing me.
Tony.
Thank you very much, Tony. It's awesome. And again, next week I'm not going to be here. I'm going to Martha's Vineyard to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Jaws. So I don't drink anymore, but here's to swimming with bow-legged women. I'll see you next time. Later, kids.
Thank you for listening to Primal Scream. I'm Nick Graystone, a.k.a. The Nizza. Each week, Primal Scream is produced by Tony Walker and executive produced by DemonScar. Always remember, nobody writes your story but you. Later.